welcome back to After the Bell. And as promised, we have Nickelodeon Star Falls star Siena Agudong joining us. Hello!
Yay!
We're so excited because we just talked about it. I'd seen you before the premiere, and now the show has premiered.
Yes.
So Star Falls, Nickelodeon on Saturdays.
Yes.
Tell me what you did for the premiere.
Well, I actually celebrated with some friends.
Okay.
And I had a whole bunch of friends, and we kind of did an Easter celebration.
Yeah, why not, right?
Premiere party celebration.
Oh, what were some of the reactions? Because I'm sure you were obviously like checking social media as the show aired. What were some of the reactions that you saw that just like made you smile?
Well, it was really nice to see a whole bunch of people kind of commenting, and I had a whole bunch of DMs after.
Okay.
It was really cool to see like people's thoughts and stuff. It was really nice.
Did you feel like your life somewhat kind of turned upside down right after the premiere? Not upside down, but like, you know what I mean? Like did a 180 all of a sudden.
Yes, it was definitely different. And it was a good different because I felt so proud that this is what we've been working on, and it finally came out. So I was really happy.
And
good.
Like just like a lot of press right now. You had the Kids' Choice Awards, and now you're here, and just like the excitement. It's like you never want it to go away, right?
Sure. You must just feel like you're on cloud 9.
Right. Let's take it a step back really quick before we talk about the upcoming season, what we can expect, your character, all of that. Let's start with you and your acting career. When did you start acting?
I started around, I think, like 6 or 7 years old, and that was because I always followed what my sister did, and she always did like whatever she did, I followed. So she started plays, and I started doing plays as well, and I really liked it, and so I continued doing that. And I think my first play was Willy Wonka, and I was like, and I remember like auditioning for it and asking them in the room, is there any way I can be the main Oompa Loompa? if that's such a thing.
I want to be the main one.
That's what I said. And then I ended up being like the one that says, doo-ba-dee-doo.
Yep.
And I was so happy. And I think from there on, I kind of like...
The bug, it just
it just got me.
So so you saw, what was it about this Nickelodeon project that you were like, I love it, I want to be a part of it?
There were so many things. Honestly, I really told my mom as soon as it came that this is the one for me because there was animals involved, which that is, and also because I've never been out of the country, and this film's in Toronto, Canada, so that was really cool.
That's so exciting. Yeah, and tell us a little bit. Okay, so you play Sophia, which is the main character in Star Falls on Nickelodeon, and you convince your mom to let an entire family, the Brooks family, move in with you while they're filming, right? Okay. How did Sophia? How did you convince mom of this?
Well, I didn't really convince her in the beginning. It kind of took a while.
Okay.
But she ended up putting an ad on and saying that this house was totes adorbs and available to rent and stuff. And so the family comes by, and there's a bunch of chaos that goes down and a bunch of disagreement between Sophia and her mother, but eventually they kind of adapt to it. And
because you, and it's not really giving it away, you know this if you watch the trailer, you're convincing, you want mom to fall in love. Right, exactly. With the lead who is there to film the show. So it's in the name of love. You're a matchmaker.
Yes,
I am. Talk to her later.
I want to ask like so bad, like what's the end of it, but that would spoil all the fun of like watching the season. But what are some things that we can expect throughout the rest of the season? I can imagine with like two families together, there's gonna be some drama, there's gonna be adventure, there's gonna be fun.
Definitely. There's a lot of adapting that the two different families has to do because especially that they're completely different and then they have to try to live under the same roof. It's really hard for them, and especially because of Bo Brooks, which is kind of the crazy one, and so there's a lot of chaos that happens, and it's really fun.
Because this family, the Brooks family, they moved from LA to a small town,
which is really hard for them. Yeah,
it's like you're putting two totally different families under one roof.
Exactly.
I can't get along with my family.
I know, right?
The same roof. So. Okay, anything, you told me, let's share the story. On set, one of the craziest things that happened that has to do with a tree.
I'll
let you take it away.
There was a bunch of things that had happened, but this one was kind of a little crazy. So in the midst of filming, like in the middle of it, there was this large snap, and we looked to our left, and then this huge oak tree, and it was really old. it just like literally slow motion just tilted down and it crashed onto a car.
It makes no sense. It doesn't just happen.
It's like straight out of a movie.
Yeah, and it was really scary because it just kept snapping.
Oh no.
And then we're like, oh my gosh, well, you know, thank gosh nobody got hurt.
Right.
And then we continue filming, and about like not more than a minute later, the county comes over with their wood chippers and starts like whoop, and like putting the wood and like the wood branches in the wood chipper, and all you hear was like, and then like we could not film for the longest time.
I was gonna say that it was distracting, right?
Yeah, and they brought their chainsaws and the wood chipper. It was so hilarious, but at the same time, it's so frustrating.
Like we're trying to shoot a show here.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about shooting in Toronto and how that was. Wasn't Miss Meghan Markle just shot, or was that Vancouver where they shot? No, Toronto is a great place for new shows. Yeah.
I really love Toronto. So like Kamaya and the rest of the cast, they all showed me around. I got to see the CN Tower, which was really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I went on the glass floor, but that was really scary for me.
Trippy.
Yeah.
A little trippy.
Yeah, there was a bunch of things. It was really fun because it's such a safe place.
Right.
And it was just nice to constantly explore.
I'm sure.
And being able to be with your TV family too, because when you're versus like if you're shooting out here in LA, you know, everyone goes to their houses and whatever, and like I just feel like you're more close knit when you're all on set together. So let's talk a little bit about like the camaraderie between you and your castmates and just kind of how it's become like a little family.
Yeah, we're definitely really close. we constantly text on, well actually we DM each other on Instagram, and we constantly like, if we have nothing to say, we just click that heart button over and over, and it's just back and forth. But we keep up with each other, and we're so incredibly close.
Oh, that's so fun. Explain that a little bit, okay, because you told, let's go backwards a little bit. You told mom, your actual mom, not your stage mom.
Right.
Like when you got the script, like this one's for me. Now take us to the audition, right? You know that you gotta get this. You're in the audition room. What happened?
I actually did the audition on tape.
Self-tape.
Yes. So I did my audition, and then I sent it in, and then they had me redo it. They gave me some notes, so I redid it, and I also sent it in. And then I got a call back, and then that was also on tape. But then I went to the screen test, and that was really, really nerve-wracking for me, but I was so happy.
And that's where you have to like vibe with the other characters, right? Like actually act out scenes. Okay.
Yes. We did a couple mix and matches with everybody in there, and I went in with Kamaya, and I just remember it felt so right, and we connected, and it was such a fun experience because I told my mom as soon as I got out of there, like,
you knew
I had a good feeling.
Yeah.
But I was really happy, and God was watching over me. I just felt so good.
Oh, that's amazing. Because I do wonder, because when you say you go into these where you have to act out with other people, I always wonder if it's always like everyone in that room just knows, like you will be playing this like in clicks, or if it's just like if it ever happens where it's like, oh, I feel like that went really well with that person, and then they don't get the part. But I feel like I rarely hear of that happening. Everyone's like, when they walked in, I knew, and you did know.
So when you finally got the call, what happened? Where were you? Let's relive it.
I was actually coming out of school. I had just come out of school, and I just had PE, so I was all sweaty and stuff. So like, and my mom and my dad, you know, they always had their cheesy faces on, so like, how was school? So I kind of had a feeling, and I also texted my mom earlier that day, and I just said, oh, I love you, and just kind of seeing how she would respond. She put I love you, but she always puts emojis, and this time she didn't, so that's also how I knew something was going on.
Interesting.
And my dad, as soon as I got in the car, he had his phone all set up and like with the video on, and I see my mom like bump my dad and like, come on, don't do it, it's obvious. But he started filming me, and I had this call from my agent and manager, and they were both on the phone, and then they called me and they said, Siena, you got it! And it was all on film, and I started crying.
So your parents obviously knew beforehand.
Yes, they already knew.
You're really perceptive, though. I guess
I know, like,
trying to do
everything.
a quick one. Yeah, by you. You're like, oh, no emojis?
Everything.
I know what no emojis means.
I got the part! Because you didn't put an emoji. I love it.
So now you're in the car, you know.
Yes.
And you said you go to school, right? You go to like a normal, school. And what are all your friends' reactions when they find out?
They actually didn't know for a while.
So you kept it secret, or you just... Oh, just on your end. You just decided that, like, I'm not going to tell anyone yet?
Yeah.
Until, we actually shoot this show. Yeah, that's smart. You're a smart girl. Okay, so you held it in, which must have been very difficult.
Yes.
And then, obviously, you go missing for a while. So people get asked, like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was actually during the summer. Okay. We shot it during the summer, which was great because it was beneficial school-wise and stuff, so I can get a lot done. But it was fun to do it during the summer because I didn't have to worry about school as much.
Yeah,
though
balancing.
Yeah, spelling bee, or spelling homework, lines. Like, I don't know how you would do it. I mean, because I feel like you got to study for your part, right?
Yes.
Memorizing. We always ask, like, what are the tricks? We can barely remember, what I ate 5 minutes ago, let alone these lines. You're talking like scripts on scripts on scripts.
Yes, we actually shot about 17 pages a day.
Wow.
So that was a little
last
hard.
time
And she's like the lead, so she's got you know, the most. And geez,
when did you last read 17 pages?
Never.
Do emails count? Okay, how do you 17 pages?
I think I just kind of, I mean, practice really does help, and I just kind of read it over and over, and my mom would always do it with me, which really helped me. Or I would have Kamaya on FaceTime.
Oh, perfect. So you guys can.
It was perfect.
So I know the show just came out, and we're living on that adrenaline and all that. When I know you probably can't say too much, this is just us inquiring because A, it's our job, and B, because we love you and we're excited for you. But when would you find out if there was going to be a season 2?
Well, when we would probably hear, I think, once a couple episodes air, as long as we get, a lot of people watching, so you gotta watch.
Exactly. Saturday nights on Nickelodeon. Star Falls, you guys.
It's up to everyone watching, really.
Yes.
That's, season 2. I feel like you guys will. It's a different concept. I don't feel like we've seen it before. Right. We always kind of see like the Hannah Montanas of the world. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example, but like where you're craving the big LA life. And this takes it backwards. It goes from LA to small town, which I like.
I really love that too.
Where do you live? Not like your address, but like, so you don't live in Toronto. Are you the only one?
I am the only one that lives in America, really.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are you based in LA?
No, I actually live in Hawaii.
Oh my gosh!
She couldn't be more jealous.
I know. Gosh, she's got
just doing
the beauty, the talent. Lives in Hawaii.
Gets
to travel for work to Toronto.
What's that one song? I think they
Nickelodeon
sing it
star.
Like, no,
Melakaliki.
Yes! She knew!
That means Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why. This is the second time Christmas has come up today in this show.
Siena's just such a gift, I just feel like it's
I love it. All right, I want to move on because you have a very exciting new project coming out. You are doing a movie with Warner Brothers. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a new movie with Warner Brothers, and it's a sports movie, so but I'll leave it at that.
Are you athletic? I feel like you are. You're in Hawaii, right? You said you're from Hawaii.
Yes,
do you surf?
I love you said surf. Like,
it's a new sport in Hawaii.
No, I love sports. I really do.
You look athletic.
I'm dying to
Thank
know
you so much.
who your co-stars are, but I'm sure you can't talk about that. No?
Okay. I'm sorry to have to do that.
Once the microphones turn off, hopefully we can get the scoop. But that's so exciting. Good for you. When did you shoot that?
I actually just came back from Louisiana to shoot that.
Oh, wow. Okay,
and that was really fun for me.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, she's been all over.
I'm putting the pieces together.
How is the difference then what it's like shooting, a TV show for something like Nickelodeon and then for shooting a film?
Well, Nickelodeon, it's so fun because we really, both of them I got so close to the cast.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. They're really both projects I got so close, and they're like my family. I feel like I can just like hang out with them. I just love that so much. And filming a TV show was really fun with Nickelodeon because there's so many opportunities. And to go to the KCAs was just so fun for me.
Did you get slimed? Have you been slimed
yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well I went to the pit when that was like I think last year. And woo, my gosh, that slime was cold. It was
cold. What do people not expect about the slime? It's cold. Do you know any of the ingredients? I feel like they're random.
I think someone was telling me the other day that it was like Jello or something. Like it's kind of having to do
I've
with
heard Jello. I've heard cottage
all
cheese.
Natural ingredients in LA.
I've heard everything. Yeah, I've heard it all. Okay, so it's very cold.
Yes, it's very cold, and then like when it dries, it gets all crusty, so it's so uncomfortable.
Oh, gross.
But it seems really fun too, though.
I know. I'm wondering because John Cena, who hosted it, I think he said that he's finding slime in places he didn't know that he even had. Like it takes a week to just officially get it completely cleansed off of you. But I mean, he was slimed head to toe.
Right. Even Liza.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I know. Anything happened at the KCAs that was unexpected? Or?
Yes. The snow was actually really, really fun because we were not expecting that, and it was like, I think it was like soap or something.
Right.
But it wasn't soap to get in your eyes or something.
Right.
It was fine, but it was so fun because it just kept going, and it was
so sitting there, you don't know what's gonna come at you either.
Wow.
And like,
is there a safe zone throughout the entire forum area where you can
probably all the way up?
Okay.
Yeah, that outside, maybe in the parking lot.
Just watch it from TV, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Sweetie High. We appreciate it. We're so excited for you. You guys, make sure you can watch Siena on Star Falls on Nickelodeon on Saturday nights. Don't miss it. And where can everyone keep up with you on your social medias?
Yes, you can follow me at Siena Agudong, and that's SIENA AGUDONG.
Yes.
Perfect. I'll have a little bug right here while we put the interview up on YouTube.
Make sure. Apparently she checks her DMs. That's what I heard in this interview anyway. So yeah, I feel like people follow you from like the start. I feel like you're going to get those fans that you're going to remember forever because you're not too early on in your career, but early enough that you know, like there's some that just stick right now that just say something. You're like, oh, that's Fangirl 45.
I really appreciate all the support. Yeah. It's really nice.
Well, and she's so sweet. This is the second time meeting her now. I feel like I can say that with confidence. She's the sweetest girl. You should go follow her and her journey because you got big stuff coming out, especially
Thank you so
tomorrow.
much.
Yes.